Hey, this is Michael Leavitt, your master inspector. We're going to look at a couple decks here in Orem, Utah today. One is a minor deck on a front porch, and the other is a big second-story deck on the rear of this home. Come and take a look with me. We're going to look first at, we'll look at the steps on this deck. This deck is an overlay deck, which means it was originally a concrete stoop, and that settled and deteriorated, so they put this wood deck over the top of it. Take a look here. If you look down, can you zoom in on this? And you can see this first stair riser. What do you notice? That's almost 9 inches high. And then you go upward, and you look, and you go, just over 7, and just over 7. Why the difference? Well, obviously, this gap down in the bottom, they didn't allow for, and that gives you a different riser ratio, which creates a tripping hazard as you go to walk up to it. Come around this way, take a look on this side. You'll see that they've actually put in concrete footings down for the post. You see down here? Take a look right down here. See how that Simpson tie is embedded into it? And then you come across, they had too much flex in the deck. And you gotta shoot on this area. Take a look right in here. And as you take a look, see the cinder block. Take a look at the cinder block. See how it's on its side? When it's on its side, it has no strength at all. It should be turned the other way. Kind of laughable. After all, this deck is really just 22 inches tall. So you're not suffering the requirements, the stringent requirements that come in when you're over 30 inches. Taking a look up here, kids run right through the balusters, which is what, 8 3/4? But it's a low deck, so you don't have those same type of requirements. So take a look around in here. And if you can, and you probably can from there, you'll see at the corner, take a look right in here at the corner, that they have actually used 2x4, treated 2x4 that comes down, and it sets on this little concrete pier. It's a freestanding deck, so we've got a 2x4 at the house, and then they've got a 4x4 out at the corner. Take a look at the 4x4, and that's kind of an interesting way to do it. Who did it? It would have been the homeowner or the occupant that did it. They then went ahead and put on the roof over the top and tied it in. And this was probably done about 10 years ago. Let's walk around the back of this place. All right, now we're going to take a look at the second story deck on this home. And this deck was a retrofit of an original deck. I don't think these dogs are going to cooperate very much, but come along with me, stay close, and you can hear me. Get right over in here. I don't know if you can get up here. Put the cantilever on this master bedroom. See the way it comes out, about 4 feet. Here, let me show you right here, like that. See the way that comes out? And now as you turn around and look up here, you will see that the extended portion of the deck only comes out about 4 feet. See up to here? This was the original deck. You want to stay back a little bit so you can see this. Okay? But what they did was they extended this deck out to this far. I want you to shine down on the ground, if you can. I want you to look in here. Do you see this right there? And then right below where your foot is, those were the original 4x4s that went up to support this much, much smaller deck. And then what they did is they came in and they cut those out, and they extended the deck outward, which gives you a much better feel as you're out there. You can see up here, you put the ledger board across the house, and in doing so, they've used lag bolts. Didn't stagger them off. You have them over here. Put them in every other cavity all the way across. You'll notice up here, I don't know if you can see up here. Can you shine right up in there? See this area? See how it's just wood to wood? You'll notice there's no flashing. They didn't integrate this in with the siding system up above at all. They just slapped it right up against the side of the house. And as you come down in here in the dark area, and I hope it picks up the light in here okay. But as you, in fact, I better get a flashlight out. I can shine that up here. Okay, you'll see over in this portion, you'll see the joist hangers. Those are all shot in with nails. Well, it looks pretty good when you look at all of that up there. You look at the spacing on the deck boards. You see the sunlight that comes through the deck boards. And then you come around here where the stairs connect. I don't know if you can get right back over in here. You can shine up there. You'll see the way they use some bolts, some lag bolts to go through to join the stairs. The stringers seem to be in pretty good shape. They got some pretty heavy duty cuts through there though. Look at that. Right down through there. I don't know, can you pick that up there? See those cuts? And then they filled everything in with just rotted, now it's rotted, oriented strand board, whatever scrap wood they had. And if you look along the bottom, you'll see all the rot and deterioration all the way along this, and yet that isn't holding the deck up. That is purely a little enclosure to prevent the snow and the wind from coming in. In this corner they had boxes stacked. Down in here they had subterranean termites. In the old stuff down in here, they've removed all of that. This home was recently purchased as a foreclosure and flipped. So they put a lot of work into it to flip it. And this deck, which is, wow, must be 10 years old now, this retrofitted deck. I want you to back up some. Back up, and I want you to look right down here by my foot. And as you look at this, this is one of the cinder bases with a 4x4 shoved in it, going up, and you first look at that and you go, well, that's kind of odd. That's really odd that this concrete was added. You come back, step back further, you look at this one, and this one, another one just sitting on top of the old slab. I don't see anything that secures this 4x4 into place if there were to be any uplift. This base certainly isn't embedded into the concrete. Back up further, and you start to see these. And look at this. Watch this. Can you get this on the video? Get the base as I kick it. You see how it's moving? Yeah, see the way that's moving? See how much I've kicked that over? What that means is this base, which is usually meant for a much more minor deck like in the front yard, is this base isn't secured to the concrete at all. It isn't embedded down into the concrete. Look at these outer ones. Ooh, look at that. Do you see that? Watch. Shine on that. What do you think? Look at that. See the way that moves? Now imagine this deck that we're looking at. What happens if somebody's back here and they fall into these and push against them? What's going to happen to the deck? It's going to collapse. Take a look at this one. We'll see if this one's secured. It moves as well. It doesn't move as much as that other one, so there's a little more weight on it. Let's try this one. Oh, look at that. And in fact, let me put it back where the stain is. And if you get right back there, you try and get in a straight line, shoot on, no. Get in a straight line and shoot straight down all three of these. Are they in line? You say no. In fact, I think probably this one.
No, they are not.
It's probably out. Are they in line?
No.
No. Is that better?
Yep.
Yeah, that's better, isn't it? This one should go what, inward? A little bit?
Outward, yeah.
Well, that's about right where would this one go?
In just a little bit, like
Yeah?
in about an inch.
Okay?
There you go.
All right, now come and shoot along the foot. And I want you to show the discoloration area or how far we shifted each of those over. You got that? This one didn't move at all. Didn't need to. And this one, you've got it by an inch. And now we've squared those back up. Obviously, none of this meets modern building requirements and very, very unsafe. Come on up. Come up the stairs. In fact, let's look at it. Let's see how they did. What do we have here? We have 7 1/4. 7. Those are all within range. 7. So they did good. Did good all the way up. Feels good. And as you come up, you see the deck finish. I don't know if you can see that. See how worn that is. Shine right down here. See the peeling, flaking paint. You shine on this door. Stand back in that corner and you look down here. You go, well, this door is odd. This door is installed backwards. This is the inside of the door. See the threshold? Take a look at the bottom. Threshold, it's reversed around. That should be the inside of that door, not the outside. Coming along here, and stop right about there back in the corner. I want you to show these. Show these lines. This line. this line. There's even another one here and right there. Those were the old posts. So if you look down even at the bottom, I don't know if you can pick it up, right down here, this is where they had an overhead roof over this portion of the deck. So it came up and went very low pitched into the roof line here. And why is it gone? It would have been a flat roof, would have leaked like a sieve. It was probably all rotted out. And so when they went to flip it, they took all that away. Made it look a little bit better. Take a look along here. You'll see the lower level, and you'll probably need to get back in the corner and you can show it. Show the bottom right down here where the siding comes right to the top of the deck board. Seems like that would be fine, except that there's no provisions, no flashing to get everything out over the top of the deck. Stay where you're at. You can see this line here. They've had prior water entry along this door entry. And why did that happen? They haven't kept it sealed underneath, so it isn't the water running through the door and the threshold here. It's water going in under through there. So let's recap what we've seen. We're currently standing on a deck that was probably built without building permits. It was done with a lot of it done right, done well. Other parts of it done completely wrong. We know it didn't have permits, or none of that stuff would have flown by the permit process through the inspection. And what do they need to do? They need to get a general contractor out here to try and keep this bigger portion of the deck in place. I'm trying to imagine a kid in the backyard with his new battery-operated Jeep, or girls out there in a battery-operated Barbie, Barbie car, and they run into the support posts and they knock those out. What's going to happen to this deck? It's got to be secured. It's got to be done better. And otherwise, you're going to be reading about this on deckfailure.com. And so with that, this is Michael Leavitt, your master inspector, looking for things that will affect properties and looking for things that will save lives. Make it a great day. Bye-bye.